28-7 at halftime. What was it that kind of maybe ignited you guys, would you say, that got you rolling?
Well, it was more of like our seniors, like we knew we had to win this game. We just had to stay positive, like keep our foot on the gas, like keep it going, and just eventually we knew it was going to come out our way no matter what. We just believed in ourselves.
So that leads you into this week. District finals. You're playing for another trophy game. So you're at Reed City. They're 9-1. They were ranked 5th in the final AP poll last week. You guys fell out of the AP poll, which to me, I think I commented on this somewhere. I thought you guys still probably deserved some kind of mention based on the schedule you played, but obviously you can't control those things. All you can control is what you do on the field. But going into this, Reed City, they were the champions of the CSA Gold, which is in the same league that Central Montcalm came from. Week 9, Reed City beat Whitehall 38-28. And then the week before that is when you guys fell to Whitehall 34-14. Now, being around football a lot and seeing it, how much can you put any stock at all on comparing scores, or does that not work? Is it all about matchups? I mean, what do both of you guys say about that?
I mean, I think a lot of it is about the matchups. I think we match up well with kind of a power wing T football team. They're going to be similar to Oak Ridge, which we played our best game of the year probably against Oak Ridge. So that I think is a plus for us. They're a very talented football team, and so it wasn't. I don't think Whitehall maybe played their best game that week. I think they're very capable of beating them. But yeah, they're definitely a very good football team. But I do think we match up fairly well just with our size and kind of our ability to be physical with those wing T teams.
What did you see like in film so far on Reed City? What are your impressions of them?
They have a pretty decent sized offensive line. Like they're gonna come punch you in the mouth. And then their backs, they have a pretty big fullback, runs hard, and then they have that really not good wide receiver that is really fast and able to catch the ball.
Justin, what would you say are your keys to the game and keys to pulling out a victory there?
Yeah, we need to be able to stop their running game or slow it down. With a wing T team, you're probably never going to be able to completely shut them down, but you got to be able to slow them down and kind of take away what they want to do. So that's going to be a key, and we feel like we have the guys that are capable of doing it. Offensively, I think it's going to have to look a lot like last week, where we spread the ball around a little bit, get the ball to our playmakers in different ways, and Dylan's going to have another big night running the ball too, which I think our offensive line is capable of helping him out there.
Yeah, Colton, you guys have played in so many games, so many big games, and you've been part of a lot of those. Obviously, 12-0 last year on the way to a state title. Mm-hmm. And then the year before, and I'm sure you were pulled up for that playoff run, when you guys lost to Glen Lake in the semifinals. Mm-hmm. How much do you think that experience helps you guys in these type of games where the stakes are high?
Oh, I think it plays a lot, especially to all the seniors like last year and the Glen Lake. Those seniors help prepare us for our senior season. They want us to be as best as we can for our senior season. And last year, going all the way to state championship and winning it meant a lot to us. And we just know how much harder we have to work just to be able to get there. And we know what it takes to get there.
And this one's for Colton too. Do you think you guys wear a bit of a bullseye just being defending state champs?
Yes, I believe that. Because every team, every year, the people wanted to defeat the state champs, because Mona Shores, how they went back to back. Now they have a huge bullseye on their back right now.
Yeah, that's true. And what do you think about that? And have you felt, we talked about this before, it's kind of been a topic early in the season, maybe not as much recently, but do you notice anything different, in the playoffs, or is it just it's been the same kind of pressure all year?
I mean, I think you're always going to get people's best game when you're the defending state champs, that does play a little role in it. But kind of like we talked about, our schedule was pretty tough this year, especially with our non-conference games. So, it was week in, week out. We had to be prepared and ready to go, and played a lot of good teams. So I think that helped us for this playoff run.
Now we're going to switch the focus to Colton now. That whenever we bring in the players, we like to kind of focus on them and just learn a little bit more about them. So I'm going to start off with the obvious. You're wearing a Grand Valley State baseball hoodie. I know you're an all-conference and an M-Live Dream Team player because I'm the one that put that dream team together last year. So I already had that info together, and I knew that, and I watched you play baseball. But I believe your dad played collegiately, did he?
Yes, he did.
And he played at, was it Aquinas or something like that?
He played at GRCC and, yeah.
Okay, Aquinas. And then, so obviously you start out at a young age, I'm sure, playing it. Was baseball your first love?
Yes, I would have to say yes to that because even my mom, she was my coach back in T-ball, and like I just loved the sport ever since then. And then as I grew older, my dad became my coach, and he just put every single ounce of effort he can to help me get better and make it to college.
What positions do you play then?
I play short. I basically play shortstop, second base, so middle infield. Play a little third, pitch, and that's about it.
Now, are you just wearing that because, or have you already got some kind of plans to go to Grand Valley for baseball?
No, my brother went to GVSU to play baseball. He went to GRCC first, and then he transferred from there to GVSU as a walk-on and was a catcher there.
Do you have plans to play in college then?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What's it been like playing football in the Montague program? We alluded to it with the state title and all these things, but what's that whole experience been like?
Every year, the coaches have really high expectations because they know what we can do. We're always blue collar. They always want us to be nice. But they want us to play hard and run and hit hard. They just want us to play as best as we can every single game, every single down, every single second.
What are your guilty pleasures? In other words, what are the things you like to do that you kind of maybe a little bit embarrassed to admit?
I don't really know about that one. Sometimes I'll go home, I'll watch some younger kids' movies, stuff like that. Just because I'm bored, I don't know what to watch.
Like Disney movies and stuff?
Yeah, Disney movies.
Any hidden talents?
No.
No?
No?
None?
None.
We're going to switch it over to Coach now about Colton. Anything that you can tell us that maybe others might not know about Colton?
Oh, man. I don't know if I have anything yet. I have him in class, and I don't think there's really anything, any secrets I've picked up on yet. He's just a really good kid to have in class and as a leader on our football team. He's the guy who's always doing the right thing. You never have to question his effort or kind of his intentions. So that's, he's just a great leader to have on the team.
So who's your celebrity crush?
I forgot her name. I would probably have to go with Megan Fox.
Okay, and what's the last movie you saw?
Last movie. It was in film studies. We watched Grit or something like that. It's like an old Western movie from like 2014.
And what's your favorite sports movie?
There's quite a bit good of them.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. You got Waterboy. You got Remember the Titans.
Do you use that tackling fuel out on the field or not?
No, I don't, but I probably should. I'd probably have to go with the Waterboy or either probably Remember the Titans.
So, be honest with me. Did you go trick-or-treating last night?
No.
Okay.
But I did carve a pumpkin.
Oh, did you? Okay. What was the design?
Oh, it was like a little house, and then I had like all the pumpkin seeds as like a little trail leading into the house.
So, how quickly has this whole thing gone for you? You're a senior, and just this whole ride at Montague between baseball, football, just academics, just the whole Montague experience. What's this whole thing been like for you?
It's been great. It's flown by. I don't even it feels like last year I was a freshman basically, and it's just sometimes you just gotta think back and just remember the fun moments you had, and stuff like that. And then especially the teachers, just everyone, the whole town of Montague, the community, is just so friendly. They're just always open to someone. If you need help, they're always there. It's just really opening.
And I think I've seen your dad play. You might have played in the City League, right? Back in the day, do you know? Are you aware of this?
Oh, yes.
He plays baseball?
He's currently actually in Arizona right now playing in a 45-year-old.
Is he really?
Yes.
Wow. Man, he's been at it a while.
Yeah,
I remember seeing him play at Marsh Field, and the guy had just a rifle for an arm.
That's what everyone
as a catcher, I'm like, holy smokes, who is that? I heard, Rick Blankstrom, and all these years later, it shows how old I am. I'm like, now I'm interviewing his son, and it's like, wow, that's kind of a weird thing to think about. But just your parents, I know you're obviously it's your mom, I think she works at Whitehall, right?
Mhm.
What's that like, by the way? Do you ever give her any grief over that?
Well,
Kind of
actually-
working at the rival school?
Well, actually, both my parents work at Whitehall,
Yeah.
so it's kind of even worse. My mom works in the office and sees all these Whitehall kids that she's like, I always stop and say hi. And I was like, comes home, she's like, oh, what's your, so and so said hi to you. I'm like, oh, okay. Tell him hi back. And then my dad works in the maintenance department, and he's just always working, doing the field and stuff like that. And yeah.
So is it the rivalry that you guys have at Whitehall? Is it? I know it can be intense, but is it overblown at all, or is it just intense on the field, but it's cool all the rest of the time?
Well, I mean, during football season, it's like from the beginning of football season to like the end of football season, that whole period. Well, I should say until after we play them, it's always tense because like that's the game you want to win. It's like that's the game you're looking forward to win because like you're playing for the belt. So I would say yeah, it's pretty tense.
And I'm not gonna obviously put you on the spot and ask you for a prediction of your own game, but I mean, are you guys pulling for the other West Michigan Conference teams now that you're not playing each other? Like, do you pull for each other in the playoffs, or can't you bring yourself to do that with some of these schools?
Oh, of course I do. I always love the West Michigan Conference, especially like Ravenna and North Muskegon. They just played each other like last week, so it's kind of hard to pick which one you wanted to win. But like definitely for Whitehall, we want them to go have a good second season, and hopefully make a run to the state championship.
Cool. Anything else that you'd like to add about this season, or about what you guys got ahead of you?
No, it's gonna be long. It's gonna be tough. We just gotta stick to it, do what we do, and play hard.
And what about you, Justin? Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, kind of the same thing. I mean, we're just excited to continue this playoff run here, and this is going to be a tough one this Friday, but we need to have a good week of practice and prepare, and I think we'll be ready to go.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you being on. I'm Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet. By the way, the Montague at Reed City game will be our game of the week. I'll be there covering it and tweeting it, any live coverage I can give, taking photos, doing video, all the usual stuff. So check us out on CatchMark Sports this weekend. Friday night, I'll have coverage on the game, so come back to our site. Thanks a lot.